Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Many states have decided to restore the weekly federal unemployment benefit boost to help struggling Americans because everyone knows that this crisis continues till today. Friends, welcome back to my channel. This is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. I post several times a day to bring you up to date on the latest stimulus news and information. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is shaking her head at employers who are flabbergasted people have not flocked back to work after federal unemployment benefits expired in early September. Ocasio-Cortez wrote in a tweet, "You cannot force people to work a job that doesn't pay enough to live." She was writing in response to a Bloomberg article that said employers are baffled as applications don't roll in, even with the benefits gone. When federal unemployment benefits meant to expand and enhance a social safety net for Americans who lost their jobs during the crisis and expired on Labor Day, millions of incomes were drastically slashed. Gig workers and freelancers were especially impacted as they were newly eligible for benefits during this crisis under the new Unemployment Assistance Program. That program made up the greatest share of federal unemployment that was distributed in 2020, and advocates have seized on its widespread adoption as an argument to permanently expand eligibility to a wider variety of workers. In the week ending August 28, 2021, right before benefits ended, more than 5 million Americans had continued claims. While the end of benefits like the Unemployment Assistance Program was meant to get Americans back to work, that does not seem to have happened yet.
Now, Mr. President, in a few moments, the Senate will pass an extension of the debt limit through early December, avoiding a first-ever Republican-manufactured default on the national debt. On Monday morning, I said we needed to pass a bill to address the debt limit by the end of the week, and that is exactly what we did. Republicans played a dangerous and risky partisan game, and I am glad that their brinksmanship did not work. For the good of America's families, for the good of our economy, Republicans must recognize in the future that they should approach fixing the debt limit in a bipartisan way. What is needed now is a long-term solution, so we don't go through this risky drama every few months. And we hope Republicans will join in enacting a long-term solution to the debt limit in December. We're ready to work with them. Leader McConnell and Senate Republicans insisted they wanted a solution to the debt ceiling, but said Democrats must raise it alone by going through a drawn-out, convoluted, and risky reconciliation process. That was simply unacceptable to my caucus. And yesterday, Senate Republicans finally realized that their obstruction was not going to work. I very much thank, my Democratic colleagues for showing our unity in solving this Republican-manufactured crisis. Despite immense opposition from Leader McConnell and members of his conference, our caucus held together, and we pulled our country back from the cliff's edge that Republicans tried to push us over.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted, "This is not hard," asking what's the point in working a minimum wage or even $15 an hour or even a $15 an hour job if childcare costs as much as someone gets paid. Friends, the key word for this video is leaf. Please make sure that you like my video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below the keyword. Thank you so much, friends. Prior to the September 6th expiration of all federal unemployment benefits, 26 U.S. states opted out of benefits early. So in those states that cut off unemployment insurance early, only one of which is led by a Democrat, several officials referenced the need to get people back to work and plug up labor shortages. However, research has continually shown that cutting those benefits off early had little impact on job growth and unemployment. But it did deliver a big economic blow to the states that opted out early. One analysis by researchers found that consumer spending in those early cutoff states fell by $2 billion. Ocasio-Cortez has been at the forefront of the group of lawmakers pushing for an extension. Back in August, she told Insider News that the Biden administration has indicated they have almost no willingness to extend the unemployment assistance program, but that progressives were looking into legislative action. In an interview with the Washington Post, Ocasio-Cortez said that she has been pushing the administration for months now, alongside others in the Congressional Progressive Caucus. So friends, do you all agree with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Democratic leaders are trying to pass two major pieces of legislation and the $3.5 trillion Build Back Better Act that they say can slash U.S. pollution by up to 45% in the coming decade. In the outlined Build Back Better Act, Congress would flex its power to transform the electricity sector so that it runs on mostly clean energy, steer the transportation sector towards electrical vehicles, and finally take action on methane pollution, one of the most harmful greenhouse gases. But there have been many recent moments when the precarious deal-making in Congress seems so close to falling apart. One of the biggest sticking points has been with West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, who has questioned the party's approach to passing both bills simultaneously. In part because of Joe Manchin's opposition, even progressive leaders have begun to manage expectations, signaling the ultimate bill will be less ambitious. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont suggested that the $3.5 trillion figure would seem to be some give and take. The package is likely going to shrink to $2.3 trillion or even less. Democrats only have 1 year before midterm elections that could take away their narrow majorities in the House and Senate. That would leave them powerless to pass any legislation without help from Republicans. Democrats in Congress are also relying on a roughly once-a-year process known as budget reconciliation to try and push back the Build Back Better Act through the Senate. Reconciliation also allows them to pass a budget with a simple majority instead of the 60 votes that are usually required in the Senate. There might not be a time or political will to make a similar move in 2022. And some Democrats remain unwilling to eliminate the Senate filibuster, which is the other way they could pass progressive policies. Friends, thank you so very much for joining me here tonight. I appreciate every single one of you who are watching my videos. So to say thanks, I'm always doing weekly giveaways. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, like this video, and comment below the keyword. Thank you so much and have a very blessed